plumbers, electricians, contractors, so we want to make sure we're not attacking them and attacking their revenue.
Okay, the next department is recreation. Recreation is a revolving fund, and this is for the recreation director's salary. Again, this employee is part of the supervisory union, so it mirrors FY26.
So the negotiation for that, is that expected before the May town meeting or?
Would you like to discuss the salary reserve, salary pool?
Yes, so one thing that we're going to be doing differently is that, and what both of us in our communities were used to doing is that when you're negotiating with unions, you take what you anticipate the increase would be and then park that in what's called a salary reserve, a salary adjustment. It's called lots of different things. Salary contingency. In every town I've worked in, it's been called something different. But the money that the union contracts we're anticipating would settle, get parked in there. So that say we don't reach negotiations and we don't reach an agreement before July 1, say we reach an agreement August 3rd, we can then tap into that fund to pay the retro and not have those employees wait until November fall town meeting to then get their retro payment or start their new compensation. That's just always how we've have done it, because if you think about the complexity of police and fire payrolls, to have payroll have to track that for multiple payrolls is really difficult. So the sooner that we can get them their current pay, their new pay, and their retro pay, the better it is for all parties. So what we're doing is we're not going to show here that we're looking at a 2.5% increase, in salary. We're going to take it and calculate, okay, for the supervisory union, that'll be $75,000. So then we're going to ship $75,000 off to that account. Sometimes you hit that, sometimes it's a little more, sometimes it's a little less, but that's, how we're going to anticipate parking that money aside. So this is a pretty easy one because it's zero.
Sure.
And we don't show their revolving fund. Just
Not an operating budget, obviously, yeah.
Next one is streetlights.
Okay.
We met with the light department. We went through it. And I don't know if you want to elaborate more, but there is a step down process on the cost for the town. And
Every year.
Yeah.
Every year with the pilot agreement. Yeah.
okay, I just wanted
Yeah. No, I'll hear it. I mean, it's good.
Yeah,
It's good refresher.
yeah. So this is separate from the pilot agreement, which that is going to be expiring soon. So
the memorandum, yeah.
yes, yep.
So we'll have to renegotiate the pilot.
Mhm.
Was this a cost that's supposed to go away at some point, or is this? I thought there was some deal with.
So yes, it's we're on a downward trend of and it will go away. You remember the far out schedule that they had, and it's a step down approach. And when I spoke with Mark Cousins, he said that for the past 2 years, it was in 24 and 25, it was 188,000. And so for 26 and 27, it's 178. And then it can even go down to 158 for FY28. So yes, there's a piece that we're paying down that was partly capital. So it's a downward trend.
But it will never go away
No.
completely. Okay.
Because as we take on new projects, then that would get fit into this payment schedule.
Okay.
That's my understanding.
Yes.
This is always a funny issue to me because it's like whether it comes from the rates or the levy, it's the same pockets.
You're paying Paul.
It's always drives me crazy when those turn into like hour-long discussions because it's like, it's the same, literally the same wallets.
Next is historic. Historic has been a very modest budget for years now.
In most of the spending in this springtime period.
That's correct.
Who's in the, contractual service, okay, I just assuming it's personal
Mhm.
services, but okay.
Yeah, contractual services, printing, postage, if there's, any travel within the Commonwealth. And reproduce and computers, books and subscriptions, and other supplies and materials. Very modest.
Yes.
And then we have unemployment. Unemployment hasn't changed in years either. So the town has a budget of 25,000 and the school has a budget of 50,000. And anything over 50,000 that is the school has and unemployment costs are covered by the school department.
And the difference here with unemployment, right, is that, correct me if I'm wrong, the town or the school, they pay the claims directly
Yes.
as opposed to like a private company that
We
buys
pay.
insurance.
Yep.
I believe all municipalities pay
Yes.
directly.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yep.
Claims based.
Mhm.
Okay.
Is that something, do you think, is that something we look at? Could you just bring that up one
Unemployment?
quick? Yeah, yeah. I used to, every year, Steve and I would joke because, Steve had this agreement with his department heads that, if you didn't spend your money, we weren't going to take it from you.
Mhm.
Which I think, like, I understand the sort of intention behind that, but also, like, I think there's like a middle ground where we want a healthy buffer, but also if you're spending like 40% of your appropriation every year, like, can we be adults about that?
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah. Is this something where, which I know this isn't even a department head situation,
Yeah.
but it's like, okay, we had like COVID where it probably spiked, right?
Yeah.
I'm guessing, I know that's not up here, but
My only hesitation
Uh-huh.
as to changing these two drastically is if we have to have layoffs.
yeah, I'm not asking. Well, fair point.
If worst case scenario happens in 27, which I don't think it's going to happen. But again, I think because I haven't had, enough trend experience here,
Sure.
I would think in 28, if we don't spend 27, then we would go to, like you said, 80%. I think
Yeah,
that's
whatever.
exactly like if we only spend 7, we've spent 4, 6, 7. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
I do.
more trend.
I do. In this particular, in the context of like all these communities trying to pass overrides and sort of hitting that fiscal cliff,
Yes.
I kind of appreciate what you're saying about this
Mhm.
being a little unique. But I do think like there's vast opportunity throughout this entire budget to like quite literally just trim the fat that way.
And in our discussions with department heads, we have been telling them, if you haven't spent any money through 12/31, you are going to get the question. So be prepared to say,
Yeah.
why you need the $6,000 if you've only spent $10 to 12/31.
Mhm.
And so they're anticipating that.
Yeah. I think one of the arguments in defense of Steve's approach is, well, then they're just going to spend it if you tell them that. They're just going to spend it so they don't, they don't. I mean, it happens in the private sector too, right? Like you spend your money so you don't get,
That's not the message that we've been spending.
No, of course not.
Spending, I should.
No, of course, it's just kind of a practical reality.
I know.
I better spend it or they'll take it.
I've worked in towns where the town manager puts a spending freeze on.
Yeah, I've done that. In fact, I did it annually. And it was like every year it was like 1 month earlier in the fiscal year.
Earlier, so they could, so they didn't know what it was coming. I know.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we've been talking about things like that.
Yeah. Okay, good. I love
We
that.
want to see lots of spending in June on paper clips and things that.
Or whatever. Yeah. It's just, but it happens. It's not malicious. It's just
Yeah, no.
kind of what people do.
And do you have if I remember right, we have a firm that challenges
Yes.
or manages the unemployment?
Yes, we do a third-party
Okay.
administrator.
Yeah.
Correct.
So,
Next, we have the reserve fund.
Level makes plenty of sense.
Just for my edification, this is the Finance Committee's reserve fund?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, strangely enough, I think you require a motion from us to, I think that's like our only binding authority in the charter.
It's,
You know, I mean.
yeah, it's interesting. In North Andover, we jacked it up to 1.5 million in 1 year to.
I
But
think
then you
we
did-
dropped this down. Really, I think it used to be like 700,000 or something.
No, I don't
Trump
think
is that-
so.
no?
I didn't think so. I could be wrong though, Don. You
Hmm.
might remember better than me. I don't think they
Okay.
ever were interested, and I don't really blame them in like cutting any reserve area.
Yeah.
Especially as like the 15% number has come into play
Yeah.
recently, which is cuckoo. But
Okay. Professional medical is not ready yet. So that
are you
takes,
guys gonna get smoked in health insurance, by the way?
12% equal $2 million.
Oh, that's not bad. I got like a 20% mid-year increase.
It, it,
Mid-year.
it sounds weird for me to say a 12% increase in health insurance is good, but I was expecting higher
Yeah. What did you get this year? I forget.
this year.
Oh, you weren't. I mean, you weren't here for it. Yeah. Because I'm gonna get hit with something like
7, 6,
Seven or eight,
Yeah, it was
that's not bad.
digits versus double digits.
That's not bad at all.
But, I will
It's not
say, the GIC is looking at significant plan design changes that would really help, not necessarily our employees' pocketbooks, but would help the town dramatically. It
Yeah.
would reduce that 12% drastically. So we'll see what they vote on. The commission votes next week, Liz,
yes, next Thursday on
80/20?
just on the plan design.
just on the plan design changes.
And then the rate is the
The
last
last,
Thursday.
yeah. So they'll vote twice in I'm sorry, once in February, once in March. The February will be on the plan designs changes, which are co-pays, deductibles, hospitalization, ER room, just increasing all of those. But then also, looking at, the rates. So they'll vote on the plan design, then they'll calculate what that is gonna mean, and then we'll get the rates. So we'll see.
You're split 80/20 here for the most part, or 75/25?
25,
Okay.
which is still a
Still
good.
pretty good. Yeah. Yeah.
It's very good, and we're up with our PEC agreement, so we have already started having the conversation with the PEC about, they're given a rate holiday, so for December, nobody pays rate insurance, it comes out of the mitigation fund that, the town had for going into the GIC. We've already telecast to them that that might not be something that we can continue going forward, it's about $400,000.
Yes.
So $400,000 out of that account, so we've let them know, we're not going to propose any split changes. So going like 70-25 in our favor and against the employee's favor, because usually when you do that, there's a corresponding COLA increase.
Yeah, they're gonna whack you back. Yeah.
So that would never pass in a 1,000 million years, that would never pass. So we're gonna start with the PEC agreement and the mitigation fund and looking at possibly not doing that, possibly not, funding the HRA a little bit lower. Also increasing, I know this sounds weird, but increasing the opt-out to get more people to incentivize into that, because anyone that goes into the opt-out is savings. That's just a no-brainer to me.
Mhm.
As is very modest. So, we've been talking about what's the delta if we were to increase that? Would we incentivize more people to get off our insurance? It's a net savings of like 20,000 on a family plan right off the bat.
Mhm.
So if you can get 10 people to do that,
Mm.
and the program that we did in Lexington, when I was there, it was about $300,000 a year that we were saving just on, the opt-out people alone and incentivizing them to just get off the plan and stay off the plan. And it was my experience that once they were off the plan, they pretty much stayed off the plan.
Mm.
So, because sometimes you get worried, you have the opt-out, they go off, they come back on, they go, but the agreement doesn't allow for that. So that's good.
Yeah. So if I remember right, the number of people in retirement that we have on our plan drives up our.
As active.
The number of retirees that we have exceeds the number of
Employees.
active employees that we have, because we have our retirees on Medicare, but then we also have our retirees that are under 65 that are still on active plans. So if you look at it, holistically, a police officer, firefighter, if they have all the years of service, can retire at 55.
Mhm.
So we're carrying them at least 10 years and their spouse and, whatever. So we're unique in that, yes, our retiree population does exceed our general population, our active population, it's called.
Okay. So circling back to the budgets
Oh, you
that,
saw. Okay.
yes, that we saw.
Dawn had a good question on this one.
And Dawn, actually, the reason why I interjected myself is because that's how I am used to doing things.
Yeah.
We have a shared employee that then gets charged back appropriately and proportionately to the other departments. So we will be revisiting that with the assessor, as well as with Anthony, because he's also a shared person.
Mhm.
So Melrose should be, paying a certain amount, we should be paying a certain amount, and Stoneham should be.
Health department.
The
The health
department
director,
is-
yes, thank you.
Okay, yeah.
So we will, because I have that in my, and I actually asked Liz that question as well. So
Yeah.
why aren't we prorating these
And
expenses?
the inspecting department was split for a while, but it's no split anymore, right?
Correct, it's just for Wakefield.
Just for Wakefield.
Mhm. And I think we had, veterans was also split, but that's just back
Yes,
to
that-
Wakefield.
In
Yes.
FY26, that became
Yeah.
back
Oh,
to Wakefield.
yeah.
He became
Yeah.
our
Full-time.
employee.
Yeah.
Okay, so circling back on assessing, again, so this is a whole packet of them. Two of the employees, we can start bottom up, are part of the supervisory union, so they are level. The other employee is a clerical union employee, so that's where we're at with this.
Yeah. And, I don't want to create more work for Victor, but I would think that he submits it to us and then we just include it in the payment we expect from the other.
Yes, I
So-
agree.
Yes,
And that's
we
what
agree with you, yeah.
that's what I'm
Yes.
used to. It's not the way that it had been being done is
Right.
not anything that I
Correct.
have dealt with in the
Well, it's
past.
not a giant chunk of money either, right?
No.
No,
So like it's fine. It's not like it's fine, but like I think Dawn's suggestion
But
and your
it's-
conclusion is better.
I'm not sure the auditors would have.
I'm
Love
surprised
that,
that.
right?
Would have loved.
I'm
Yeah.
surprised that
Correct.
that wasn't
It wasn't
flagged in the management letter.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
No, I agree with you completely.
We can't
I
pay
have
partial
nothing to-
invoices.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
So the contractual services that Victor spoke about when I guess is it 2 Thursdays ago now? Or was it last Thursday?
Leslie?
Okay. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Time flies, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So the main part of contractual services that is increasing is professional services, which this is the no,
No,
this is
sorry.
separate from that.
Yes,
That will
this-
be a warrant
yeah.
article. It is a
is the
reval
reval year.
year. So there will be a warrant article for the reval, but this is the cost of personal property going out, capturing everything. So
Revals every 5 years, right?
yes,
It used to be 3, now it's 5, right?
So reval when the school hits. That's
Mm,
I know.
mhm,
a bit of a double whammy.
Mhm.
Yes, it is.
mhm.
I'm assuming the revals are going to be higher.
Yeah. Especially around here.
Yes.
Any questions on assessing?
No. No.
Right, next would
Good.
be
Go ahead.
I think it's just, I'm just looking at the one that was presented last week and the reimbursement was increased from,
just by 2%.
okay, yeah, because on this one, it was 143 and on there it was 150.
Mhm.
I think it's
Okay.
a reimbursement, so it's
Yeah.
better.
Yeah, good.
And again, that could be subject to change depending upon where things land.
Yeah.
With the supervisory union.
Mhm.
Okay, so that brings us to town clerk. So in the town clerk's office, we'll start with the personal services on the bottom. We have an elected town clerk, and we have 2 clerical union employees. So all those are up to date. So those are not numbers that would need to be adjusted.
Colas are included.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then we can, that explains the increase of 5,407. Then we can, that's for the clerical union workers, and then the elected official of the town clerk is increasing $2,098. A modest increase in contractual services of $35. And this I believe was postage, but it's not, why am I?
Didn't Betsy say something about she was using like DPW's budget lines for postage or something?
Yes, so she was not properly being charged for postage. So that's an issue in itself. So, and again, telephone has been taken out for FY27. You'll see that the telephone line is there for 24, 25, and 26.
The printing last year, that was election related, right?
The printing and binding?
Yeah.
No, that wouldn't be out of town clerk's office. That would be election
Yeah.
budget.
But so the need,
So this is for birth certificates and all those things. right?
It's just a whole bunch of things. She also
Yeah.
she also sends out the very old books to be bound.
Rebound, yeah.
Yeah, you know, so it's a very, she doesn't send them out all at once because she needs to have obviously some in office, but she does it piecemeal so that we're not hit all at once for that. So
no, yeah, I was just seeing the 18 and FY25, and then we're decreasing it. Or we decreased it this year, so.
we decreased it in 26. Yes, that's correct. So, okay.
So I'll just re-mention my comments for the record that I think town clerk, tax collector, and treasurer, we should look at making those appointed positions. So
Mhm. Yes,
That's number 1 on my charter review
Mhm.
list of things to do.
so I appreciated you saying that.
To create a finance department that's led by the finance director.
It, you know, if we looked at the 351 cities and towns across the Commonwealth, I would say what percentage would still be?
it's 85%. I looked at it.
Okay,
Yeah.
Appointed.
How many are our size or bigger too? That are still.
Well, I would say,
Positions, I think we're.
yeah, Stone is
Fair.
the only
By the
other
way, I
side.
think we've got, I think we have good people in those positions. It's.
I
So
I
work.
agree.
Yeah, no, and I know you're not saying otherwise, Don.
but,
It's-
but those good people won't be there forever.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and
yeah, and
as I asked Ed when he was running, I said, or all the candidates when they were running, when do you get reviewed
yeah,
for your performance?
yeah, election.
And it's 3 years.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if there's an issue,
Yeah.
there's no performance review, and technically they don't report to the town administrator. So
Yeah.
it's
Absolutely. And those are key positions where if you mess up an election, if you mess up in treasury, you mess up in
Yeah.
collecting, that's significant. That
Mhm.
the liability could be significant for the community.
Yeah.
yes, the Department of Revenue as well as the outside auditors recommend having appointed.
Mhm.
Okay.
So I guess the question is, does it have to wait for the full charter review for that to occur? So
I was gonna check, I didn't get a chance to check with Tom Mullen, but I think it is a charter issue.
Yeah.
That they are elected, not appointed, so we would need
I
to.
mean, you wouldn't have to wait for charter review. I don't
you can
think.
you can
I
make
think
changes to
charter.
the charter outside of the
Charter review is in the charter to happen every 5 years.
Yeah. It is.
2008 is when, I don't know if town meeting could vote to
Yeah.
open the charter earlier. that's a good question for Tom Mullen.
No,
Under materials and supplies, office supplies is level funded. And reproducing supplies, this line item was cut at town council last year from $700 to zero. And so Bessie is looking to reinstate it as she's already spent halfway through the year, what she's requesting for 27. And that's it. So the 25% looks like a lot, but
Little
it's
budget.
yes,
Little tiny
right.
That's the
budget.
introduction of that.
Yeah. Yep, that's the reintroduction of that money.
Okay.
what was
Election.
the total?
Yeah, what was the bottom line number there?
It didn't look like the bottom line number was calculated.
Hold on, let me see. Oh, this is hold on.
Yeah, 3.35 is the one I have from last
Yeah,
meeting.
assuming nothing's changed there, but.
It's 2.9. Why won't this let me?
Uh-oh.
No, it didn't want me to share.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
2.98.
Mhm.
And that was because we added the phones back in.
Oh, okay.
And then
And
took
then-
them out for 27.
Got it.
And that's that, yeah.
That's the change.
Yep.
Yep. Okay, now we'll
That's-
move to election and registration. I don't know why I have to stop sharing every single
That,
time.
I know, that's.
Come on.
It is a nice setup though, isn't it?
Hmm.
It's just like,
Okay. Election and registration. So I will start at the bottom, personal services, so we have an idea of what goes on in regards to that. So there's a board of registrars, and then there's a clerk, and then there's clerks. And so this is not the election budget that has the poll workers. This is the budget that the workers come in throughout the year and help Betsy with various things, as well as the census and stuff like that. So that's what this budget is. The other budget is tied to the elections.
And is there a reason why town clerk staff can't do those things?
It's
well, some overlap, right?
the volume.
Yeah,
Yes,
I think it's a volume. issue.
yes, it's a volume issue. Mhm. So
But it's not to say that some of them, in some cases, they aren't also getting paid out of this budget, right? If they're doing election work.
no,
No, that would
Mm-mm.
come under their regular.
yeah, it just comes straight out of
Clerical
town.
duties,
Yes,
yeah.
Okay, so then we have contractual services. So again, the telephone has now been moved to the IT budget, and postage has increased. And this is the census postage cost for that we've sent out. And then you have to do a second and a third mailing for the ones that don't come back.
Mm-hmm.
So she's reduced the amount of street lists that she gets physical copies of because they're all online. So she,
Great.
is doing that.
The
And
professional services, is that like maintenance of the voting machines and things like that? Or what's in the professional services?
I would have to double check with
I think that's part of it, but yeah, we can double check with that.
Mhm. I can look in a minute too as well, what gets paid out of there.
Mm-hmm.
Um, And then office supplies is just level funded. And this could be, you know, any materials that they would need to send out.
Okay.
To residents.
So, so the clerks, is there any year-to-date expense? Where was that? Was
It's
it-
up top.
Okay.
Yes, I'll go back there in 1 second.
And are they like per diem or what, how do they?
Yeah, they're per diem.
Okay, so I'll go to the top and then I'm gonna look at what comes out of professional services. So, $5,000 has been spent through 12/31 for that line item, Dawn. And now,
So, okay, yeah, the 22 includes the board and the register, those additional expenses. Yeah.
correct, yep. It looks like census, oh, you guys can't see it, sorry. Doesn't
I know.
matter, sorry,
Well,
so it's the actual, a clearing, I guess, a professional service that, takes care of the cost of mailing the censuses to everybody. That is, the professional service cost. So that was almost 5,000.
Okay.
And then the constable.
Constable, yeah, it looks like constable.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So now we can go to
And
the elections. Now, did that change? Nope.
Take care.
Yeah.
Sherry reached out. So Sherry reached out about February 17th. It's a Tuesday. And these two, it sounds like, are free anytime 4:30 or after that day.
Okay.
I figure with your daycare schedule, maybe 4:30 isn't a great time to start.
Yeah, probably not.
Or like what works for you, Christian? Is it like earlier than that is better? Like or like daytime meetings are better?
Earlier probably works better,
Okay.
honestly, yeah.
Once you after 5 o'clock, the day's gone. Okay, yeah, okay.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, obviously, finance committee can.
We don't have many left either. So.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
earlier in the day, like a lunchtime or like,
Okay.
that should be fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they'll be in Govenda as well.
Okay.
Okay.
The updated ones as well as the ones that are going forward for Monday night. So, and then the other ones, once they're ready, they'll be loaded into Govenda. The ones that we went over the list, town
Great.
council, accounting, you know.
Okay, great. Yeah, just give me a heads up whenever you do that.
Yeah, Sherry will reach out.
Perfect.
And the 17th, I can be available.
Okay.
If you need.
In the day, during the day?
Yeah.
Okay.
I can move
I
some.
figured Don, your schedule a little bit lighter these days,
Yeah.
right? Okay.
Yeah.
So, which is good for you. It's so awesome.
I'll just have to join remotely, but I can share my
Yeah,
screen and do all of that.
Remote, I mean,
Sure.
right up the street, but.
Doesn't bother me. Good to see you though.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Christian.
Thanks, Christian.
I will check with Sarah.
All right, I'll reach out about that one then. I wanted to bring that up before he left.
Okay, so election expense, the increases are for the 2 elections that are taking place. And the other increases that we briefly went over Thursday is there has to be a U-Haul truck rented to bring the voting booths, so that DPW takes care of renting it, but the cost is truly the election department.
Yeah.
And then we also have advertising, which this is advertising for a town meeting, the legal notices, things like that. And then meals, Betsy had been paying for the meals out of pocket herself.
Yeah,
Come on.
she was, yes.
Is she at least getting the points on a credit card or
That's
something?
what I was hoping. Yeah, I know. I was like, say what?
And then you'll also see police and fire details. Those were being absorbed in the police department and the fire department, but they're true election expenses. There's a required amount of police officers for the details. So
So from an accountant, this is a question I don't have the answer to.
If you're saying it from an accountant, look at her, not me.
Perspective, like in terms, if you're looking back at stuff, where should that expense really be? Should it be in police and fire?
no, it should be here.
It should be.
You think so?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. You want to truly reflect the actual, tie the cost back to the event.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. Almost treating them like a vendor, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, it's
That's actually a good way to put it.
right.
They are a vendor
A
of,
security
Sounds like that
contract.
thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
It's,
It's also an additional cost you can avoid if you have an appointed.
You definitely found your mission, huh?
oh, guess who's gonna be on my,
Positions, and you don't have to have special elections.
Yeah.
who's going to
so
be on
Dawn,
the
did you
charter
just
review?
volunteer to be on my charter review? I think you did. I have my first person, yay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Have you met Dan Lieber yet?
I have, actually. Yes, I have.
Yeah.
I'm sure he'll step up.
Yeah.
It's good though. I
Yeah.
think I'm trying to get Maureen to do it too. Cause she's gonna have more time now that, she hasn't pulled papers yet.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
All right. So we have finance committee, which I know you guys said you might want to
Might wanna look at
do some
cutting.
work on it.
Yeah, I said, it's like this is a thing where like this could turn into an hour-long discussion, and in like a 9-figure operating budget, like we don't want it to be, but like I do think it's like, if we have room to cut it down, let's cut it down. I just
You haven't spent much.
yeah, I mean, even if we lop off $1,000 to the bottom line,
You just gotta get finance committee members stuck on the MMA meetings.
There you go.
yeah, or not,
Yeah.
and we can just lop off, what 16.7% here. So like, I don't know, I say it half facetiously, but it's like it is like we're not spending it. And yeah, fine. You want to go to MMA, go to MMA. But and if we have to, go back and revise it because people started to go into MMA, great. But I figure like every time we do this, it's like we go by line, and it's like, well, whatever. It's like a couple grand or whatever. It doesn't matter. It's like, yeah, but it's like everywhere. And sometimes it's not a couple grand. Sometimes it's like the buffer's like 30 grand or
It's
40 grand.
cumulative, right? It's
And
cumulative.
now it's real money. And so like, yes, this is chicken crap. But I do like think it's worth. Can we all agree that we haven't spent it? And maybe we can just bring it down to 6 instead of 7.
And I think you said, Evan, it sets the tone for the other departments.
Yeah.
Okay, we're willing to cut our own.
Yeah, so, and I don't want to pretend we're heroes for doing it, but it's like it's there. We might as well. You want to talk about low hanging fruit? You're doing the fees initiative elsewhere. It's like I think for you two particularly, it's a great opportunity because there is a lot of room in these budgets. Like there's a lot of buffer because Steve kept his word on that, and we jabbed at each other every year over it. But because I always thought, yeah, you can only do it once to go in and like lop off that buffer when it gets really healthy. Because next year your department heads will figure it out.
Yeah.
Um,
But we did cut it last year by 500, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
contractual service.
and if, so do another 400, bring it down to 2,000, whatever.
No, that was just redistributed.
The 500 was redistributed.
So you saying the appropriation for 25 to 26? What the total was 7,060 and 7,060.
Yeah, it's changed. Materials was bumped up and sundry charges was bumped up. So that 500 was split between those two.
Mhm.
yeah, I don't know. Just to,
Yeah.
I don't want to spend a ton of time on it, but I think it's an area where like I don't think anyone's going to fight you on. Go get $1,000 there, whatever.
Okay, let's see. That was that. Why don't I see? Oh, legal. I skipped right over it. Let's go there. Thinking about letting me share. It's like not doing anything.
My tablet was slow today too. Maybe it's the whole network thing. Mhm.
Okay. So there was some discussion surrounding legal. in regards to contractual services,
Mhm.
which is our labor,
Council stuff.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Environmental, if we had, you know, an
Yeah.
environmental case, we needed
Yeah.
mhm,
mostly labor, but you know, we are very, based on my experience and Liz's experience, we are very conservative about going to labor.
mhm.
Because a lot of these things we can do in-house, I can do, Liz can do, and
Mhm.
Tom can, you know, sometimes around the margins. But if
Yeah.
we're talking about going to arbitration, if we're talking about a harassment issue, if we're talking, you know,
Yeah.
there are some issues that we do need to, you know, check in with Labor Council.
Yeah.
We're very
Who
careful.
you use?
Use Murphy, Hesse, Toomey, and Lahane. Mike
That's right.
McConnell.
Okay. Okay. You must be familiar with KP in North Andover, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, we used KP in when I was in Wilmington, and Mark Reich lives in North.
I know he does. Yeah.
Yeah, so he was our
Guy's a
outside.
machine.
He was our outside special.
But you know, like Tommy Mullen's like the best.
Oh,
There's just like nobody, but he's unbelievable.
he is unbelievable. But even he said to me, you know, I'm not a labor attorney.
Yeah. Yeah. Sure.
So he
Sure.
he knows where his expertise is.
Yeah.
Okay. Great.
So there was a buffer there, but you're kind of thinking, don't cut it because you never know what could pop up.
Mhm.
Environmental.
You don't.
So-
I mean, and the other thing would be if the you know desire is to cut it, then if I come back for a reserve transfer, because we had legal, you know what I mean? So if you want to cut it, fine, but as long as I have the bucket to go to,
I was,
you know.
I think all 6 years I was in Amesbury, I overspent legal pretty aggressively. Like I always feel like you call the attorneys when in doubt.
Yeah.
That's when money well spent. So
We spend $1,000 here or 2 million over here.
yeah, in a suit. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
There's one MCAD suit.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's fine.
Now we will go to Council on Aging. And I think there was some confusion surrounding some employees and their hours and what was paid what and all that. So we can start at the bottom first.
Sure.
So Karen Burke is part of the supervisory union. That's why her salary is level funded. Then Beth Greenberg is one of the employees that she's looking to increase her hours, but the increase in the hours is going to be paid by the formula grant, the state formula grant.
Okay.
So that would not be reflected here at all.
Okay.
So that's where that stands. She also is not part of any bargaining unit, so
Sure.
it's still TBD on the COLA. And again, we carry a percentage in the salary reserve for these employees. And then the other two employees are clerical union employees. And so those salaries are reflected there. Marianne is her remaining hours are split to veterans. So she works for Council on Aging and veterans. And the remaining hours for Catherine are paid out of the formula grant. The increase that is noted here would be for the two clerical union employees as well as the van drivers. She'd like to add Fridays back to the schedule. So that is the increase there.
So Marianne and Catherine are both benefits eligible employees. It's
Yes.
just their full salary is not reflected in this.
Correct. Marianne, you'll see the rest of hers in veterans.
Yeah.
And Catherine, you won't see unless you request a report from the grant.
How much are you paying Beth out of the formula grant hourly? I'm sorry, in terms of hours. How many are you allocating to the formula grant?
Who wants to increase it?
Over 19?
Like 4 hours?
I believe it's 4 or
So it'd
4.5.
be like total payroll, 16 hours a week.
Still under benefits,
Okay.
yes. Still keeping her under benefits eligibility, correct. Yes, good question.
Yes.
And drives me more nuts when I see like a 20-hour per week position. I'm like, you just have to bring it down to 19 and a half.
4.5 hours.
Okay, so 16.5.
Mhm. Yes. Okay. So now we'll go to the top and, again, a very modest budget.
Mhm. You're pretty much on the money there too. Yeah.
Their telephones are our cell phones. They have them at, at the center as well as the van drivers. So that's what that is.
Any thought to centralizing the cell phone expenses too, the way you did for landlines
Baby steps.
next year? Okay.
Yeah, we have our list. Maybe
All
that,
right, good.
because it's economies of scale, right? If you have one plan with 20 phones or 20 plans with one phone.
Yeah.
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 I don't know. Everybody should be able to be adults about that, I think. But, okay.
Okay.
Baby steps.
Baby steps.
And that's it. So
Great.
that's that.
Yeah, I didn't see a big increase there except for the COLAs.
Right, which are,
She level funded everything else.
yeah.
I forget what the discussion was then at the meeting.
I think there was confusion about the hours.
Oh, it was the
Yes.
It
appropriation.
was,
Formula
she was-
grants. And all
yeah.
that stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's Formula grant is a special revenue fund, really, so where you're paying it on.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. So, all right, so that,
Do those grants just fund the hours or is there like overhead allocation and things like that?
I believe it also goes to programming as well.
Mhm,
Yeah,
yes.
Formula grant's pretty broad, right? In
Yeah.
terms of,
I think
Yeah.
she has wide
Yeah.
scope that she can.
Yeah.
spend on, yeah.
which is nice.
Which is nice, yeah. It's like UGA for
Yeah.
COs.
Right.
Okay, so that covers everything that we
Up to date.
have in our possession. So I will make sure I'll get with Sherry and send her all the new ones to, be put online for you guys. And then the other ones will be put online,
Yep.
over the next,
As we get.
Week.
as we get them, yeah.
and she'll reach out and let you.
Okay, yeah, great.
Just to give you a heads up.
And then
And
to schedule the 17th.
yes,
Yes. Yeah, I'll let her know. It's, I'll see if we can back it up to more of a daytime thing, which I'm happy to do pretty much any day except Wednesdays. So. All right.
If you see anything in the interim, just please give us.
No, absolutely. I think, to be honest with you, I think Jim and Dan are like great resources to have those conversations with.
Yep, absolutely.
Because I think we're actually pretty lucky in this town. We get a lot of like really qualified people on this committee.
Absolutely.
And some of them have moved on to like town council. Dombrowski was on this before that.
Yeah.
Doug Butler was on it, who's like a savant. He's like, I loved listening to that guy. I still do. But it's a really good group.
So, yeah, Jonathan was on it.
Yes, Jonathan Shines. Yep.
He
Yep.
was on finance committee
Yep.
before. Right?
Yep. Yep. Yeah. But it's a good, and it's just been, some of the people, with the qualifications that have gotten on this committee. I'm like, wow, what are you doing? Ed Bean.
Yeah.
Ed Bean's the CFO of Somerville. I'm like, what are you doing? Why are you doing this? I would lose my mind if I had to go home and do the same job at night. It's crazy.
it was my first
He
boss
loves finance.
Really?
back in 2001.
No kidding.
Oh, I
Actually,
didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
wow. Oh, that's right, Somerville.
Yeah,
keep
I was
forgetting
there
you started
for
in
10 years and yep.
Nice.
Somerville.
Weren't you fortunate to get the snowstorm in your first year?
Like, please don't snow.
Oh my God. Yeah.
I know the weekend. I'm like, why doesn't it snow Monday through Friday in the state? It
Yeah.
seems to always be the weekend.
That's true.
I was thinking more from the budget perspective.
Oh.
Yes.
Last 4 or 5 years, we've turned the whole snow budget.
Oh, I know. It's been
Oh.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, last year we spent the entire snow budget. To the penny.
Oh, did we last year?
Mhm.
So,
It's the ice that gets you.
Yeah.
Ice.
So it's every plowable event is where the money's spent, right? Even if it's 2 inches or whatever.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right. I think we're.
Thank you
we can
very
adjourn.
much.
Dawn, if you're okay with that.
Thank you. Yeah.
Actually, we'll see you next week.
Yes. Second. So moved. All in favor.
Yes. Oh, yeah, we have to be.
This is recorded.